I'm good. How are you?
Good to see you.
All right, good morning, everyone.
I'm good.
How are y'all today? Today's date is March 25th, 2022. It's a Friday. It's 9:30 a.m. So we'll go ahead and begin our work session. First item we have is our auditor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am going to have some budget amendments for revenue and expense on Monday.
Okay.
I have at the moment.
All right. Treasurer's report. She's not here, so, okay.
We already did all that.
All right. Our next item is Andy Hart from AgriLife.
All right. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for having us. First off, I'd just like to, I want to introduce, we've got a new ag extension agent that's going to be working with us, Tristan Galindo. Previously, several years back in extension all across Texas, there was assistant agents in every county, and that's kind of how agents were trained, and then hopefully that kind of made them more developed where they would be successful, in their career going forward. So they're starting a few assistant positions back, and Michael Clausen had asked me several months ago if we'd be willing to train one here. So Tristan started with us in January. I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell a little bit about herself, and then I've got some highlights that I'll cover in a minute. So, turn it over to you, Tristan.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name's Tristan Galindo. I am the Assistant Ag and Natural Resource Agent, like Andy said. And I'm from Marathon, Texas, which is a very small town in Brewster County. I grew up showing steers and pigs through 4-H, and my experience showing livestock through 4-H really drove me to want to be a county agent. And so I graduated high school with my associates, and I went to West Texas A&M, where I recently graduated from this past December. I majored in animal science, and this coming fall I will be starting my master's in ag education at WT as well. So this past summer I had the opportunity to intern with Dr. J.D. Ragland, the ag agent in Randall County. It was an amazing experience. I helped him with validating livestock, and I helped him with his sorghum eye-growth study, which we were trying to determine weed control in grassy and broadleaf weeds. But my internship ended before I could see the final results. But I also had the opportunity to start a bi-county volunteer training with Randall and Potter County. I asked fellow agents and our 4-H District 1, our District 4-H specialist in District 1 if they would speak on topics that I thought would be important for our program managers and volunteers to know more about. But while my internship was short, I learned a lot, but I'm ready to continue to learn and gain more experience from Andy and the other agents in our office. The past 3 months have been very amazing, and I've enjoyed it so much, and I'm just excited to be part of the county.
Welcome.
All right, thank you.
And we're very fortunate to have Tristan. We think she's going to be a great addition to our staff, but fortunately in her position, she's 100% state funded. So, we get a free employee for somewhere between a year and a half that I think will be really, she's going to be an awesome addition to our staff.
Utilize.
So who's she's replacing?
I was thinking about getting rid of one of us.
Hey, Andy, I might have some things I can teach you. So turn my way.
But I think this would be a great opportunity, and she's got an amazing background. She's already been, like I said, she started in January. She's been helping us quite a bit with some of the 4-H programs and some of the ag programs that we're going to cover here in a minute. So not only will she be learning, but she'll be a great addition to hopefully expand our programming, both education and adult-wise. So I just wanted to cover a couple of brief things that we've been doing the last few months. It's been several months since I've come in and interpreted our program. We thank y'all for your financial support. All the things we're fixing to cover, we couldn't do without that. So we do appreciate that. We did have the Hale County Stock Show back in January. So for the last about 3 months, that's pretty much what I've been doing is stock showing. So we did have the Hale County Stock Show back in January. I was very proud this year. Every grand and reserve of all the different species did come from Hale County 4-H this year, so I thought that was really neat. I enjoyed having that, and then also, more importantly to me, every one of the senior and junior showmanship for all species besides 2 were also won by Hale County 4-H members, so I thought that was a really successful stock show for us. Then we also participated in Fort Worth, San Antonio, San Angelo, Houston, and Austin. Some of the highlights there in Fort Worth, we had the reserve champion Duroc Hog with Bradley Byers from Abernathy 4-H. We also had the reserve Grand Market Lamb, Graham Newsom. And then we had several steers that made the sale there as well. In San Antonio, we had several sheep, pigs, and steers that made the sale. In Austin, we had the Champion Fine Wool Cross, Market Lamb, which was Graham Newsom. We also had the reserve Grand Pig overall, Bradley Byers. And we had 12 kids participate in the meats judging contest at Fort Worth. And we had the 5th place overall team there. And then at San Antonio, we had 15 kids that we took to the meats judging contest, and we had the 4th and 10th place teams at those particular contests. So we've got a really good volunteer in Abernathy right now that is training our meats judging teams, and we've got about 25 kids that are doing meats judging, so that's a really good program that we're going to see lots of success going forward. We've got kids from 3rd through 12th grade participating in that right now, so we're pretty excited about that upcoming program. Back in February on the 8th, we had our Mid-Plains Ag Expo, our crop production conference that we partnered with Swisher County on, and Blaine Reed and myself kind of facilitate and host that. And we had that in February. I think we had about 40 participants come to that meeting, but it was an extremely good meeting with lots of good presenters. We tried to really cover on some new technology that will hopefully benefit some of those producers as we look going into the future. We also hosted a profitability workshop back the 1st of March at the extension office. We had a few producers come to that, and our district economist as well as some of our state ag economists came and put that program on. We just recently started livestock judging, and we've got about 20 kids that'll be doing livestock judging. I'm coaching that. We're actually going to leave in the morning and go to our first contest in Clarendon, and then we'll go to several other contests, and our district competition will be coming up in April. And then we've got several kids doing grass identification, soils judging, horse judging, and several other contests we've got coming up. Next week, we're going to have our county fashion show that Audra will be facilitating and hosting, and Tristan, of course, will be helping her with that. So we've got lots of involvement from the youth in the county. We are getting ready on April 5th to host the Caprock Beef Cattle educational series. We're going to have a risk management program at our office and during lunch that day. And we've got the District 1 ag economists coming to talk about risk management and the cattle markets going into the future. And so that's kind of the main things that we've done the last few months. And there again, we're excited about the involvement we have in the program. We're hoping to continue growing our adult programs as well as and the conferences and stuff we've got coming up. So, any questions you guys have?
I think you're doing a good job.
As I told Chris after the stock show, my fuel budget's probably gone.
Yeah.
You know, the fuel went up right before I left, so we'll see. But
We know that from.
thank y'all very much. We
All right,
appreciate
thank
it.
y'all. Nice to meet you, ma'am. All right, the next item we have on today's agenda is from the Crisis Center of the Plains.